Hey, and welcome back to Guitar 101. Today we're going to be learning some chord families, some essential chords that are grouped together in the same key. So this is really essential when you're learning as a beginner. You're going to start to see that there are certain songs that contain the same kinds of chords. This is more so of an introduction to these chords, so memorizing these chords and these shapes, not necessary right now, but this is going to be here for you as a reference if you should need it. Let's get started. The first chord family we have is in the key of C. First we have a C chord, an A minor, F, or bar chord F, and G. For the C chord, I have finger number 1 on the first fret of the B string, finger number 2 of the second fret of the D string, finger number 3, third fret of the A string, and this string, the sixth string, is muted. Now, how I like to mute this string is I like to take my thumb, where is something, here I am, and I'm going to gently touch the sixth string. So you don't need to apply pressure to it. You just need to touch the string with the pad of your thumb, and it mutes it. So you could actually strum all 6 strings, and you would only hear these 5. So that's what that X indicates. You got to mute it or avoid it. Another way that you could mute that string is take the tip of your ring finger, lay it a little flat right here instead of the very tip. Lay it a little flat so it comes up a little bit, bumping that 6th string and muting it. Now this transition between a C and an A minor is brilliant. I love it. You're going to take finger number 3 and you're going to release it. And then you're going to tuck it underneath finger number 2 on the second fret of the G string. See, I had to move just a little bit like that. Again, I am muting the 6th string with my thumb, or you can just strum and avoid it. Like that. Now we have an F chord. It looks like stairs. This is your first mini bar chord, so this is very important to be able to take this finger and bring it close to the first fret as possible, that metal bar, because the closer you are to the nut, there's more tension on your strings, and it's going to be harder to push down. So I bring that closer to the metal bar, and then I build my chord one finger at a time. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, on frets 1, 2, 3. See that? The bar chord F, if you should like to tackle this, that's totally fine. It's going to be barred the first fret, and then ring finger and pinky will be on the 3rd fret of the A and the D string, and then middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret. Now, tips to this bar chord right here is to build it one string at a time. So you could just start with these 2 strings right here, the power chord, or it's an F5. Then place your pinky underneath and then try strumming 3 strings. Then try your middle finger on the 2nd fret. Now you have these 2 strings right here. This portion of your finger is going to rock back, pushing down on these 2 strings. So that you don't have to squeeze as hard. You feel like, oh my goodness, I have to squeeze, and I'm squeezing for dear life. How come this isn't working? Well, you don't necessarily have to apply the same amount of pressure across the fretboard. So it's here, tip of your finger, and then here, the base of your finger. The rest of your fingers are doing the work. Now we have a G chord. I'm going to take my ring finger, place it on the 3rd fret of the E string, middle finger, 2nd fret of the A string, and pinky on the 3rd fret of the E string. For a G7, I release my pinky and I place my index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. Here are some song examples that utilize these chords, and we'll be learning these songs in this guitar course. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh, for it won't be long till my heart, my achy breaky heart, just don't think it understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, it might blow up and kill this man. Ooh. The next chord family is in the key of G, and we're going to be starting with the G chord. This is going to be a different variation of the G chord than we had here in the previous key, which is the key of C. We're going to be using this voicing. So when you have a same chord but with some different fingerings, it's called a different voicing. Basically stacking the same notes on top of each other to form a 1, 3, 5. That's our major chord, but we're going to be using some different fingers to get the job done, and it's going to sound a little different. Hear how that's more open? And then we have this G right here. Sounds pretty solid. This was my first G chord. I'm going to take fingers 4 and 3, place them on the 3rd fret of the E and the B strings. Finger number 3 is going to be on the 3rd fret of the E string, and finger number 1 is going to be on the 2nd fret of the A string. Now a transition to a C add 9. I love this. I'm going to take these 2 fingers, bring them closer to my toes, 1 string. So now we're on the 2nd fret of the D string and on the 3rd fret of the A string. I am muting this string, the 6th string, either with my thumb or the very tip of my middle finger. Love that transition. G, C add 9. Now we have a D chord. This is great. You're going to keep your ring finger here on the 3rd fret, release all of the other fingers. So this finger right here went from the closest to my nose. It's now going to go closest to my toes. Do you see that? Boop, boop, to the 2nd fret. And then finger number 1 skips a string. It's going to go to the 2nd fret of the G string. Now again, take your thumb, mute it over, and mute that 6th string. Now you can see in the diagram that the A string is also muted. I really don't think it makes a huge difference. I mean, this is a pure D chord, but if you strum this A string because an A is in the triad of a D chord, it goes by very quickly. I don't think you can hear it. But keep your thumb curled over, muting that string. It's going to be essential, otherwise you get this. It's going to sound like a rumbly bumbly mess, and you don't want that. So your thumb curls over to mute it. That A string, I wouldn't worry about it so much. Now we have an E minor. I like to take my focus fox, haha, whoopsh. Fingers 2 and 3, and you have to make that sound, by the way, whoopsh. But just kidding. We have fingers 2 and 3 right here, and you're going to place it underneath your neck of your guitar. Finger number 2 will be on the 2nd fret of the A string, finger number 3 tucked underneath it, or to the side right here, 2nd fret of the D string. I have seen E minor played this way with your peace sign, fingers 1 and 2. That works out just fine. I think it's just a potato, just depending upon the song that you play. Something might be easier for you. Give both a try, and then you may find one that you prefer. Here are some songs that feature these chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Love me too. You know I love you. So please, love me do. Oh yeah, you're a part-time lover and a full-time friend. The monkey on your back is the latest trend. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you. Do 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 do. Now we have the key of A. We have an A chord, an A7, an E, E7, and a D7. For the A, it's all 3 in a row, but you see in the diagram it looks like it's all on top of each other. I don't think that's possible. So you see my fingers are at an angle. Fingers 1, 2, and 3 are all on the 2nd fret. So we have 1, 2, 3. All in that 2nd fret here. So we have D string, G string, B string. and then my thumb curls over to mute that E string. There it is. I've also seen A played this way where you take that focus fox, fingers 2 and 3. Those are going to be on the 2nd fret of the D and the G string, and then index finger will be placed on the B string, 2nd fret. That may be easier. So for an A7, I'm going to flip back to this position here. I'm just going to lift off my middle finger. Or you could take fingers 1 and 2, place that on the 2nd fret of the D and the B strings, or focus fox those fingers there, just as long as you have the 2nd fret open, 2nd fret open strings. Okay? Now we have an E chord. So just learning from that E minor, that focus fox, fingers 2 and 3 are going to be on the 2nd fret of the A and the D string, and then finger number 1 will be placed on the 1st fret of the G string. You don't have to mute that E because it's an E chord. That's our root note. It can ring out. Now for an E7, just lift off your ring finger. Ooh, fun. See how that adds just more color and interest? So E major, E7. Now for a D7. We learned in the previous chord family that this is our D chord. This is kind of flipped around. We're going to take finger number 1, place that on the 1st fret of the B string, finger number 2 on the 2nd fret of the G string, finger number 3, 2nd fret of the E string. And like I mentioned before with that D chord, that the A ringing out, I don't think that's a big of a deal. So my thumb curls over. That's a big deal because we want to make sure that E is muted. If it's not, you get that, it sounds muddy. No, you don't want that, no. So thumb curls over, works out great. Here are some songs that feature these chords. 1, 2, 1, 2. It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell about a thing. 'Cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds perched by. Hey, if you like this video, I'm going to put some more free tutorials over here in a playlist. And then also, if you would like to learn the guitar and you're just like, man, I just really want a good solid foundation where to start, I created a guitar course that is especially for you, and you can learn guitar the fun, the fast, and the stress-free way. I'm going to link that over here, and I will see you in the next one. And remember, you are loved. Bye.